Hey, what's up, YouTube? Assalamu alaikum. This is Team Sublime coming at you with a deck profile. Team Sublime is also a part of Muslim Duelist Clan. Please make sure you guys check out their channel. It's just Muslim Duelist. And then we'll be uploading some content there as well. That channel seems to be really growing. So we're glad that you guys are supporting that community. Make sure you guys subscribe both here and there to help the community out. So we're coming at you with a deck profile today for agents. So I'm going to start off the deck profile with 2 Agent of Mystery Earth. Obviously, when this got hit to 1, I really loved playing agents. That whole 6-month format, it was my favorite deck. It really allowed me to get over like any top tier deck, plants, Sams. I was just like, that's funny. I drop bigger beaters than you, and I drop them faster. But the problem is that like when this got hit to 1, I thought it was ridiculous. It's not nearly as broken as what Stratos does. It only works when you're normal summon for the search. It is a tuner, which made it really good, but like it's only 1,000 attack, whereas Stratos is 1,800 and does a lot more different things and sets up different plays. So bringing it back to 2, I thought was good. I thought it should still stay at 3, but okay, fine. It's not going to be nearly as consistent, but it's still good. So along with Earth, I also play 2 Venus. A lot of people say play 3. I feel like 2 is substantial because, 1, you're searching them out with Earth. If not, the draw power I have specifically in this deck allows for the flow, so I'll pick up Venus early if I'm not picking up an Earth. And once you use Venus and its effect with the Shine Balls, then like the 2nd and 3rd Venus aren't as useful at all, which is why I don't want a 3rd Venus. It's pretty useless. With the exception of like the agent count for Hyperions, but again, the way this deck functions, there are ways to mitigate that without playing a 3rd Venus. So plus, I'm a big fan of the Legendary Collection. I got Super Venuses. Really tried hollowing out this deck just because I really like the cards that came in Legendary Collection. Then I got 3 Shine Ball. Again, love Legendary Collection. Got to play 3 Shine Ball. Allow for so many plays, obviously, with the extra deck. And, like, honestly, people, like, are worried, again, with the 3rd Venus. Like, oh, like, what if you get warning and things like that? If they warning both my Venuses and stuff like that, like, so be it. I'm fine with dead Shine Balls in hand. Like, if that's what I'm drawing. Like, they lost 4,000 life points, and I'm about to drop significantly bigger beaters on them. So it's not the end of the world. Like I said, the way the deck functions has a lot of searchability, a lot of draw power, so that, you know, even if you draw these dead Shine Balls, first of all, there are ways to utilize them still effectively, and like you don't have to worry about them being like so dead. Obviously, you'd prefer to use the Venus play, but it's not horrible. Play 1 Jupiter. A lot of people don't like Jupiter. I thought it was really good in terms of like stopping T-King, getting over Stardust, things like that. A lot of the typical stuff that people generally rely on Jupiter to do. Plus, it holds your agent count at 5, which is, you know, necessary, you know, to keep the idea of using Hyperion consistent. The problem is that like I don't feel like it's as effective anymore, specifically in this deck. I'm trying to decide. I don't want to play the 3rd Venus over it, but I'm thinking like maybe play a Birdman, maybe play a Mind Control, like something else that would allow me to like allow consistency in the deck without using Jupiter. But we're still trying to figure it out. But for now, that's the card I've been using. I'm still testing the deck. Again, it's still a work in progress, but I do play 1 Jupiter. Play 2 Herald of Orange Lights. This card is so good. 2-star tuner. You know, fairy obviously helps your fairy count. A lot of people say they prefer Veilers because you don't neg 1. Honestly, like the idea is that like Veiler you ditch, you stop the effect. You ditch another card and you destroy them. Like I think that yes, is it more situational because you have to have another fairy? I guess, but it allows you to utilize these Shine Balls in hand, so like it still allows them to have a use. Plus the idea that this is a tuner makes it amazing, just because of the plays that it'll open up for you, even if you don't use it to negate effects. But these cards are huge. So part of the reason why I'm thinking about taking out Jupiter is because I play 2 of these. Card Trooper. So Card Trooper does a lot of work because 1, it allows you to fill your graveyard with plenty of fairies, Hyperion fodder, get the fairy count ready for YuGiOh. But also the abilities of it, like getting over T-King, well not over, but like crashing with T-King, So you mill your 3, you hit them, and then you draw your card. You get everything out of Card Trooper that you want, even with other stun cards like Doom Cow or Skill Drain. Like, this card does work, and it does exactly what you want it to do. I also play 1 Honest. Obviously, it's such a good card. I don't understand why you wouldn't play this deck without it. And then again, it allows you to utilize Shine Balls in late game instances where they would normally be dead otherwise. I play 2 Hectors. This is what makes my deck different. Obviously, the Card Troopers allow you to realize that a lot of what Alistair Albans did at Indy was part of what helped this deck. But I think Hecatrix, in order to go into Valhalla, obviously makes it really, really viable in a different way. The ability to drop monsters, drop big beaters, without having an agent count, without having 4 fairies in grave, and just consistently persisting with big beaters with amazing effects. Makes this deck real good. Then I play 3 Hyperion. Really like the way they look in gold. They look substantially better in gold than they do in Ultra, and the art on this card was really, really well done. Obviously, Hyperion is really, really amazing. You get to detach. You get to detach one for, not detach one. You get to remove one from grave in order to blow up a card. And then obviously, if you pitch the Hecatrix to get Valhalla, it allows you to do that, really, really well. I also play 2 Archlord Christia. Archlord Christia is really good just because it, obviously it stops him from special summoning. You only have to have 4 fairies in grave. Plus, if you play Valhalla, it allows you to summon it without having that condition. They can't special summon. They destroy Christia, Soul Taker, whatever. Get over it. It goes to the top of the deck. You draw it. And you drop it off of Valhalla anyway. It allows you to maintain field presence with Christia. And then I play 2 Dark Lord Asmodeus. I think that, again, what Alistair Albans was trying to do with the Card Troopers in order to get Christia in grave, I think these do a lot faster. You just kind of force Dark Lord Asmodeus just kind of forces Christia in grave, and then goes, okay, let's see, now you have to get around a 3K beater. Even if you do and destroy it, I get 2 tokens. 1 can't be destroyed by battle, 1 can't be destroyed by card effect. That can also be used to synchro off. And I play 4 tuners, so there's always a viable. There's always something you can do with Asmodeus, and at the end of the day, a 3K beater is never bad. So there's 22 monsters, so that's the monsters. I also play 12 spells. I play, so Staples, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, again, love Legendary Collection. Heavy Storm, Triple MST, gotta stop the back row because that'll really harm this deck. Double Upstart, this was my brother's idea. This is huge. I was having trouble with flow and consistency, and my brother's why don't you Upstart? And people are well, you're giving your opponent 1,000 life points. Right, but I play, 5 beaters with amazing effects that'll get over almost anything. So I think I can get around the 1,000 life points, and really these haven't hurt me at all. Instead, they've actually really helped me. And then 3 Valhalla Hall of the Fallen One, just allow for consistency, special summoning, and then dropping big beaters. Also, again, this is what helps with Shine Ball late game. I've had times where I draw double Shine Ball on a Valhalla. So I'm cool, Valhalla? They're yeah, special Shine Ball? And people start laughing, and then I normal summon Shine Ball and go into Gachi. And I'm okay, so I'm safe for a couple turns, because you can't get over Gachi, and even if you can, it sits there for 3 turns, or 3 attacks. So that's what allows Orange Light and your your Shine Balls to stay. Plus, you can always drop any monster with a tuner, and then synchro off, and it's still good. Now onto the traps. I play 8 traps, but I don't play. There's only 3 types of traps I play. So this again different from the Alistair Albans build, although a lot of what it was trying to do helps with this deck. So I only play 2 Call of the Haunted, just because I play Valhalla, I can special summon off my hand, and there's not a lot. And also, the reason I play 2 of the Call of the Haunted is I guess the rest of my trap lineup. And again, this allows for Card Trooper floating because they get rid of Card Trooper, they MST, flip call, use Card Trooper as a floater similarly to how Insectors used it. I may play a 3rd one if I take out the Jupiter, but I think 2 is really, really good. I play 3 Reckless Greed. So again, the idea of draw power, just because you flip Reckless, you get the +2, and then this deck retains hand advantage when you use Card Trooper, when you use Earth to get Venus, when you pitch Hekatrus to get Valhalla. There's so many searchers that you can use that like it constantly retains hand advantage and can get you out of really, really bad situations. Very rarely have I like Reckless and like regretted it. And then Triple Decree. So again, this is the biggest part of like why this is different than any other. Like back row kills you. So like the reason I don't play a traditional trap lineup is because again, I can drop beaters faster than you can. Generally speaking, like Sam's is probably the only one, but then I drop bigger beaters, so it's generally okay. But like with Decree, your Light Imprisoning Mirror, your Macro Cosmos, like a lot of the stuff that would hurt me, the D-Prisons, the Solemn Warnings, the Solemn Judgments, I flip Decree and you kind of have to sit there and watch me. Heroes hates this because it gets over a lot of different things. So, okay, so that's it for the deck. There's only 8 traps. I'm going to quickly go through the extra deck and then just like do brief explanations in terms of what I play. I play 2 Gachi. I really like 2 Gachi. I'm probably going to play a Dark Mist instead of one of the Gachis just because it allows me to get over other things. But until I get my hands on a Dark Mist, I really like 2 Gachi just for the plays. I play a lot of 2 stars, so easily. Daigusto Phoenix. This really, really allows for the OTK. I have another card that'll also, like, that benefits off of it. Sometimes you can go into, Daigusto Phoenix, Gachi, and a Venus, and it's amazing how much you can just, like, how much damage you can do in a turn. Again, like, that's why I don't really care as much about giving my opponent 1,000 life points with, like, upstarts, just because I run over them so quickly. Zen Mains, obviously. Leviair, because you remove a lot. Acid, and then that's it for the 3 stars. Play 1 Maestro. It's the only 4-star Exceed I play. I do have a couple of 4 stars, Hekatrus, Jupiter, Honest, things like that. Like, these are kind of like desperate situations. You need to have an out, and I think that of all the 4 stars, Maestro's the best one. I play 1 Armory Arm, again, like allows you to, has a great effect about equipping, and then when you attack into something, they take the full damage, so that's really good. Play 1 Catastor, Gaia. I think it's the biggest beater for a 6-star. The effects of the other 6 stars really don't mitigate the effect that Gaia is that much stronger. Gets over Stardust, things like that. Ancient Sacred Wyvern allows you to OTK, has an amazing effect, is a fairy, is a light, so you can honest off of it. And just like once it becomes really, really big, like it becomes really, really hard for your opponent to get over it. Black Rose, just because the effect of Float the Field is huge. Ancient Fairy, just because it hurts my biggest matchups, are like it's like because like if somebody's playing GKs or something like that, their field spell is really important. Dark World field spell is really crucial. This allows me to constantly get over it, along with sitting on a 3K beater that allows me to also special summon, and it's a 3K wall. Or sorry, not 3K beater, 3K wall. And then 1 Stardust, just as an 8-star to go into. I don't play Mistworm just because I don't play Birdman. I may adjust it if I do decide to play Birdman, but I probably won't. And then 1 Chimera Tech, just because I play 2 Cybers on the side, and you need to beat the Geargia matchup like with some sort of Cyber Dragon. So let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe. Leave comments below. And peace, YouTube.